Hey guys, I'm Alick Athanaze and this is where it all began. We're in the nets here at the Dominica Cricket Academy at Benjamin's Park, and this is where it all started. In terms of competitive cricket, I think I was 12 years old, but I first picked up my bat when I was 3 years old. My uncle, he played in England for Essex, so I think he was the first. Well, back in his days, I don't think there were any footage, but I always loved the game. I saw the bat and naturally picked it up. I guess it was in my blood. I played my first game when I was 14 years old. It was actually a practice game for the academy to get into the academy, and it was amazing. It was an amazing feeling. I didn't get much runs, to be honest, but I mean, I looked the part, and they saw that they could develop something in me. I did went to Windsor Park. There wasn't any international games at the time. There were actually a national trial game, and where I saw, former West Indies player Shane Shillingford and some of the other guys playing. And that is when my dad actually took me, and that is when I really saw, and really felt the love for the game. And I actually told him one day that I would want to play some cricket there, and it's very fortunate that I get to play at home. I mean, the people of Dominica, they love cricket. They love West Indies cricket in general, and we don't really get much games. So I think anytime we get cricket, it's really a party. I think it's because of the love for the game. I love cricket. I don't see myself playing anything but cricket or doing anything but playing cricket, and to me just the will and the dedication, like you said, to get better and to play at the highest level.
My first impression of Alick was in 2013. We had an under-19 tournament, and he was playing in the opposition to my team. And he just looked like he had a different class. He had more time to play the game. And that's where really first time I met him. 2014, the academy was started. This academy that I'm sitting in now, it started in 2014. We selected 17 players from throughout Dominica, and he was one of the 17. My first impression of him was he was a little troublemaker. He would always get himself into trouble, being one of the younger ones in the academy group. But over time he matured and he became the leader eventually of our team.
Right before the Under-19 World Cup, I was actually here. We didn't have this indoors built yet, so it was outside, it was just 2 concrete strips, and that is where my coach Sam Kennan and I, we worked tirelessly, day in, day out. We trained twice a day, actually. One at 6 and we end at 9, and then we have some breakfast, and then we came back again. Like I said, I played the game because I loved it. I didn't really knew that it had an Under-19 World Cup that year. And I just trained day in, day out because I loved the game. And for me getting that call up directly after putting in all that work, it was really, really special.
Well, when he first made the West Indies Under-19 team, that's when I really saw that, he has potential to go all the way. He's very, what's the word I should use? He's good at absorbing information. He's like a sponge. And we used to spend a lot of time talking about the game, which I think now is not being done. But a lot of the cricket you learn by sitting down and talking about the game.
I was nervous when we started traveling because I then started to process that who I'm going to play against. So I mean, there were a little bit of nerves, but not much. It was a very good World Cup. When I was actually playing, I wasn't looking at getting most runs. I was just looking at enjoying the game, and my passion for the game kept me going. It was a very, very good feeling, getting most runs. But if I had it all to do again, I would do it again. So, I always wanted to play Test cricket, so I use that as a stepping stone to keep training, keep going, and just keep motivating me that it could be done. Hurricane Maria actually came here, took place on September 18th. I think it wasn't directly before the World Cup, but it was before the World Cup, and it made, getting in contact with the people above a bit difficult, but I mean, that is one of the things that made me tough. I mean, I was inside for most of the time. At the back end of the hurricane, we came outside to see what was actually going on, but it happened at night, so we couldn't really see what was going on. But it was, I could say, a special experience, just me. my dad actually had a vehicle banging against the wall, and it started up as a sip, and it turned into, by the end of the hurricane, it turned into a massive hole. I think it was really about rebuilding at that time. One thing about my dad, though, he tries to bring out the positive in everything, and one of the things that he was telling me, is just to keep my mind positive. You take this and work with it, work with your experience. This experience could make you stronger. So, I really appreciate him for that. I worked with Coach Coley when I first came onto the Windward team. Funny story, he's the one actually that helped me to get onto Dominica senior team. So, but he's very good. I love having conversations with him. He always breaks down the game very simple. He understands my style of play, and one thing I like about him, he always encourages. He never tries to tell me, you must do this, you must do that. He always tries to work within my capability. I think West Indies were down here to play against Pakistan, and I got, I was the emergency fielder, and as the emergency fielder, you don't bat that much. So, he took me into the net, and he threw some balls at me, and he allowed some bowlers to bowl at me. And, he asked me, he asked my age and stuff, and asked why I'm not playing cricket at the higher level. And I told him my challenges, and he actually spoke to the chairman. He got me a game for Dominica, and when I played the first game for Dominica in some 50-over game, I actually scored 100, and he was right there, and that helped me to build and to grow to go onto the Windward team.
Alick had just finished playing the Under-19 World Cup, and he was in some really good form, and we had drafted him for the finals. And I remember him, just that cool head, young teenager, just walking to the wicket. And at the end, when we won, he was not out. So that was a really good memory for him. And I've obviously had the opportunity to spend some time with him in his junior years. But I would definitely not want to take credit. I think Sam Kernan, I think from here has been really pivotal, I think, in his development. I'm sure he would have also mentioned Sam, along with some others.
Really special. He was there for my debut at the first class level, and him being here for my debut at international level, it's just a very, very special feeling. I was offered the Windward captaincy when I was 24 years old. It wasn't duly supported. I think most people thought that I was too young, but I generally love responsibility. I do better when I actually have responsibility. So, it's something that I always wanted to do. I've captained before. I didn't have a very good record when I was younger, but over the past couple of years, my cricket brain has developed. I've understand the game a bit more. So I thought that and really and truly, I actually told them I wanted to captain because I thought that I was the man to get the team back where they were. I think it's probably me wanting everybody to get better. I'm not just looking out for myself and always looking out for the team, always looking to see where I could pull somebody up, looking to see where I could help them get better. Yes, I would say that. It has proven itself in the past that most times I do well, there is some kind of pressure, and some added responsibility placed on me.
Son of the soil, Alick Athanaze. It will be a moment that he will remember for the rest of his life.
There must be such a proud moment for his parents. Right away he's greeted with a sweep.
That's some confidence and backing his ability. Good shot.
This guy has talent.
Athanaze has already shown that he's quite nimble on his feet.
What a stroke that was.
Just the start.
I think it's probably my positive mindset, seeing the positive out of everything. One of the things my dad always told me is that, the worst thing that happened to you could be the best thing that potentially happened to you. And, try to take the positive out of everything, try to see life. And always try to help people, try to be a good person, be a good individual.
Well, they'll expect him to be at his best, demonstrate the skills that he has for the longest while. First time on the world stage, let the world see what's to come. It'll be an emotional day for me, very emotional day for me, but I wish him the best of luck. And he'll be all right. He'll be good.
I want to play cricket for a long, long time. I want to be one of the best, if not the best in the world. I definitely want to put in the work. And you know, sometimes I may lay on my bed and probably I'm not a crier, but I may shed a few tears because I want to play cricket so bad and I want to do so well. You know, so I've been one of my biggest ambitions. I just want to be one of the best in the world, to be honest.